Um, Sony, uh, Sony movie, Sony Marvel movie, Sony Marvel movie, rated R movie, action movie, stab movie, um, Kraven, the 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 Hunter, movie, and that's kind of what my takeaway was. I've always been a chameleon, somewhat of a chameleon.
Bro, at first I didn't get what they were doing because I was like, why is a kid like copying a voice like an old man? Like I didn't get it in my
Oh,
head.
you didn't get it?
I
Okay.
didn't get it immediately. I didn't get it immediately. It took a minute until like the father was like, oh, he's copying Tony Bennett. I was like, oh yeah, he's older and he's copying voice. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
But at first I was like, why is a 12-year-old like copying his father's like voice like it was so weirdly too, like it brought me out of the movie. I was like, it's like, was that ADR? And then obviously it was. Like
Oh
that's
well, all the
great.
ADR was trash.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But anyway,
But it was so funny. I wrote notes during this film
okay,
again.
yeah,
I guess the Sony films are like the only films that require me to take notes at this point because like I could watch like a Oscar level performance and I won't need to take notes. But
yeah,
Lord knows I need to take notes for these.
yeah.
Um,
Do you want to give a one sentence summary or something?
yeah, yeah. Aaron Taylor Johnson is good in this, but the plot is so bad that it doesn't matter.
My one sentence is gonna be, this is what I would want a Kazar movie to be, but worse.
No, no, no giant saber tooth tiger.
Yeah. Yeah, very strange. I would say as far as Sony movies go, um, it's like a step above just because of how many characters and like name drops and actual like connectivity they tried to
I
bring.
was surprised. I was
Um,
Miles Warren was a surprising name drop.
yeah,
Foreigner, Foreigner was a like. I'll be honest. I completely forgot about Foreigner because it's been so long since I've seen him in a story, and the last time he was in anything was in the Nick Spencer run. So like,
yeah.
I had to look him up, and then I remembered. I was like, oh yeah, the Foreigner. That's such a deep cut though.
But that's what they should be doing. Like when all you have is these
Yeah,
fucking Marvel is these
nobody's.
Spidey villains, you got to use everybody and reinvent them. Like yes, Foreigner doesn't have powers in the comics like that, but it's still like, that wasn't a bad gimmick. I thought that was interesting
I'm not gonna lie
visually.
though. The first minute I saw him, for a split second I thought he was what's that one guy Slipstream because he was wearing like an all white costume and then he had goggles. You know what I'm talking about?
Slipstream?
The slippery guy that like doesn't have any friction, has non friction
Oh,
costume or whatever.
Slide?
Slide. That's who I'm thinking of.
Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
for a second I thought he was Slide, and I was like, no way.
They could do that too. Like these are just characters that they can build a universe out with, and they waited this long to do. Like with Venom 3, like they actually started to have all these other symbiote characters that probably should have just been introduced in the first movie. So you actually had a plot and somewhere to like go with these things with
A
these
plot
characters.
in a Sony movie?
Um, so that I was genuinely impressed by Calypso.
I just
Miles Warren,
they
Rhino,
didn't even explain though.
Foreigner, like lots of
For,
stuff.
they didn't even explain Foreigner's powers though. Like everyone else was like, oh yeah, they got like genetically altered. It's like okay, cool. Foreigner's just like
Everybody
nah.
paid a visit to Miles Warren.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Miles Warren is just injecting anyone with anything at this point. Like motherfucker, man's like, oh,
Yeah,
do you want a vaccine shot or do you want the Rhino DNA injected?
yeah. But he had some mystery to him, I guess. So that's whatever. But yeah, I mean, the plot is very basic. It definitely is, very bare bones. Um, it's kind of the bare minimum that they needed, um, for action. Really, all I was looking for from this movie was just like good fight choreography,
Which it had.
um, which it had, but
The
could have been
cuts were
better
too
too.
the cuts were too quick, in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
it just kept cutting so quickly at times that like it wouldn't give you a second to just like be like, ooh, like you know what I mean? Like when you need that time to like react to like
But yeah, again, very bare bones. CGI not the best. But they had some concepts, Kraven, using uh nature's um poisons and elements to do his hunting, I think is interesting. I think that's pretty cool. Um, I think they had some good groundwork for his character. Um, but didn't really have much else going on.
yeah, I will say I really didn't like the effects in this film. The green screen in particular was really rough in my opinion. Like every time they were in Africa or Russia, like it was just so glaringly obvious that the lighting was not right with like on the character comparison. It just kept pulling me out of the movie during those scenes.
Yeah, for me it was the ADR. The amount of lines that they, I guess, just do in post is just so strange. Like
Yeah,
when they do like cuts to like the back of characters and stuff, it's like somebody, I guess that would have been like a script flaw, right? Like they didn't have that line written in, I guess, and so they just used some B-roll to
yeah.
get this final thing across because they're like, "Oh, we got to tie this scene together or
You know,
something." And it's just so fucking awkward.
you know what it probably is, and I will bet my top dollar on this. The writer strike ended partially halfway through this film or near the end of the production of this film, and then they finally had the writers be able to go back and edit the script, and then they had to tweak some lines.
Is that the timing? I didn't know.
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
it would have been right during the writer strike. This would have been filming, so
Okay.
it
Yeah.
would make sense in my opinion, at least.
But yeah, I mean, nothing will top Madam Web when it comes to bad ADR.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, there were just some really fucking stupid moments, and it's like, man, you can't just spare the expense. Like,
you already
it's
spent so
it's
much.
it's so rough that they just have to leave that shit in.
Crazy thing, Foreigner should have been the main villain, straight up. Foreigner was way more interesting than Rhino. like
Yeah,
Foreigner won. Foreigner won, bro. He straight up won. The only reason why he dies is because of fucking Calypso. But like Foreigner won.
yeah, he had that shit in the
Man,
bag for
man
sure.
cooked him.
Yeah,
And it was like the most interesting part of the movie was like the hallucinations and like all this different stuff. It was like, oh, this is an awesome fight. I really like
yeah.
him punching the log, and then like him
hmm
thinking it's the guy, and then punching the log, and like that's really interesting. Like, oh man,
It allowed for some good visual moments, like, and that goes a long way in a movie like this.
they
And
really
then
had to
of
give a
course this
backstory.
the
For
spiders nod, is nice.
it was I will say I found it absolutely a little bit too far that the mom was terrified of spiders in the psychiatric hospital. Like it's like okay, like I
Yeah.
get being like afraid of spiders, like that would have been fine, like the spiders falling down, it's like okay cool, I get that. But as soon as they cut to the mom be like it's a spider, I was like
They were
I
like, we need a deeper reason.
yeah, I was like come on, especially if you guys aren't going to introduce Spider-Man in these fucking films, there's no point.
Did you figure out who Foreigner's mentor was supposed to be?
No, that's what I was gonna also ask. I don't know who the fuck that was supposed to be.
I didn't get a great look at the newspaper article, but it just said Hunter versus Hitman.
Yeah, like
And
I
so I
didn't.
didn't know if that just meant like Punisher
There's
but that
no
wouldn't make
shot
sense because
Punisher.
they don't have him. Well, I
Would
just thought because, Jackal, Miles Warren, that's his first
mm,
appearance is with Jackal.
true? Wait, would Punisher count as a quote unquote spider? No,
I
right? No
doubt they would be
shot.
allowed if they're,
Yeah,
bringing him back in Daredevil. But
yeah,
yeah, I
true.
don't
You're
know who
right.
that's supposed to be. That was definitely another Easter egg or something.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. I also really liked the car chase scene. That was fun.
Yeah.
But there was a certain point where it's
Yeah.
like I thought it ended and then it didn't. It just kept going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know
No,
what I
he,
mean?
he
Like there
just
was a
wouldn't give a
cut.
fuck up. It was amazing.
It would just cut to like them at the helicopter, and I was like, "Oh, we're continuing this? Oh, okay." And then I wrote in my notes exactly. I was like, "Captain America: Civil War, eat your heart out."
No, I know with the fucking helicopter too. I was like, bro really thinks he's Cap. I was laughing.
It was so
But he really did keep going, which is he's sort of busted, like he's sort of OP, but
yeah,
it was still fun.
motherfucker's so strong. Which he's not like that in the comics at all, I feel like.
Not that strong, no.
That shit was like had him bending metal like to escape the prison. Um
And um, dodging the amount of bullets he did was also ridiculous. Bro
yeah.
is not Quicksilver.
Well, I mean, maybe he is.
Maybe he is.
But also the trailer painted it very differently. I thought he was getting his powers from like the drop of lion's blood that entered into his bloodstream. That is
Well,
not what happens.
I think it's supposed to be a combination of that and the serum or whatever the fuck you want to call it,
Hmm.
because they do keep cutting back to the
Yeah,
fucking
they keep
drop.
cutting back to it.
But it's like, how did the? I guess the lion got shot a couple times, but it was it's coming from its mouth.
Motherfucker tanked those bullets, by the way. Motherfucker tanked those. Like,
Yeah,
I'm surprised he killed him after.
yeah. I don't know how, but
Also, motherfucker really, Kraven really at the end was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna wear the vest and I'm gonna just pose in front of a mirror for no
hit the
reason.
pose. Yeah,
Yeah, I gotta hit that poster pose. It's like, bro, what,
I thought the
why?
eyes were gonna be on the vest.
Same.
Was that not in like promo or something?
I don't know, to be honest.
I
Also,
thought
to
it
be
was.
fair, I mean, I don't know how good that would look.
I think it's doable. At least just
I mean, if they
eyes.
made it look realistic eyes, that would be terrifying.
Yeah, but
Well,
the
maybe that
main
would
was
be the
cool.
point to make it terrifying.
Yeah, but for once they actually tried to set up like a second film like properly, I felt like.
Yeah, I was
Um,
surprised. The
you know,
chameleon was actually interesting.
yeah, I think and they did comic accurate look, which I think they're starting to learn
Yeah,
that they should do. Um,
I just didn't like Rhino. That was really it.
yeah, that's fair. I mean, his CGI was rough,
Well, it
so
wasn't even that. It was the the actor was just he was so he was in a he was in a completely different movie in my opinion. It
yeah,
was
yeah,
so
sure.
funny. I wrote a note. Wait, what was it? I wrote specifically. Oh yeah, I wrote fucking Rhino guy basically went Sigma male routine after being denied by Craven's dad, and then I also
I just my problem was just that they didn't set up that interaction. Like I was laughing so hard. I was like, "This is your origin for Rhino." Is just like he walks up to him on the hunting trip, and Alexi's just like, "Shut the fuck up," or whatever, or the
bitch.
father. He's just like, "Hey, shut up." Like just his dialogue was really rough, and which is a shame because he's such a good actor.
So there was this moment. I don't know if you remember, um, where he just randomly made a weird as fuck noise.
Yes, I
Do you
do.
know? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, so it's after they try to kill Craven's father in the restaurant,
Yeah, I was
and
like, what the fuck is?
he just goes,
Yeah, I was
dude.
like,
Everyone in the theater audibly was laughing at that.
it was so bad. I was
Like,
like,
bro
what the
thought he
fuck?
was the fucking Joker or some shit. I don't know what the hell was going on with him. It was so strange.
It was so funny. Also, this is my feedback. I can't,
I
bro.
got this my feedback. Like it was like just quirky, trying to be like fucking.
It
I
was
don't
just
know.
too much. Oh man, but yeah, no. That moment, I think is the highlight of the film for me, where he just made that weirdest fucking noise and like
Yeah, yeah.
I physically turned to look around. There's only like four people in my theater, and everyone else was also like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, exactly.
It was just such a weird thing.
I did kind of like their fight though, with the with like the stampede at the same time. I thought that
Mm,
was kind of a fun like scenario for a fight that I don't think I've seen before. Like a battle in the middle of a fucking stampede, because they used like one of like the henchmen got like thrown out of the car and fucking impaled on like one of the I think I don't know, bison or wildebeest. I think
yeah,
wildebeest horns, and like there was just some like really like uh, fun like concepts with that.
which is nice because goddamn, they showed how brutal their horns getting cut was, and that shit was rough to see. Like honestly, that might have been the most brutal part of the rated R movie is just seeing the dead corpses of those animals with the horns cut off.
Yeah, the R rating wasn't hugely used. You know, I guess it allowed for some extra violence, but I thought it would have been a lot more gory if they really wanted to go that direction.
That's what I
Like the
was
way they
thinking.
were marketing it, I thought you were gonna see like fucking like I don't know entrails or some shit. Like
Yeah.
they
Did you
were
see? Did
the
you
whole
see the?
marketing was just like most brutal movie. Like this is brutal of 2024. It's like, bro, what?
Did you see that trailer where the like ad where like he was like the star was like saying, it was like, yeah, and then I bleep bleep
Yes,
bleep bleep. It was like, I was like, I
yes,
I
so corny.
I just want to know what like the uncut version of it, because like nothing I saw there was
Yeah,
like the
exactly. No,
bear
he
trap
was
stuff is
literally
probably the
just talking
craziest.
about the prison scene
Oh.
because he was like, I put the thing in his neck, and yeah, it was just talking about that, and like that wasn't even that bad.
No, no, it really wasn't.
So
The
yeah,
prison scene was actually pretty cool. I did like that.
yeah, it wasn't
So
bad.
I have a couple notes. Do you want me to go through them just in general, just to see?
Yeah, I was trying to think of one more thing from the Rhino scene. Oh yeah, yeah. The last thing I just wanted to say before you go into your notes is like I
Before I
do think
leave.
that before I head out, um, no, but like when I say like this gives me big like Kazar vibes. Like this is like
Very much.
an actual good basis for superhero. Is like being able to communicate with nature, being able to avenge poached animals. Like that whole thing is like a really good concept. And if it was in a better writer's room, it would have, I think, done well.
Yeah.
That's all. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the first thing. Why did he go shirtless in the plane after leaving the prison?
I laughed out loud. I
I was
laughed
I
out
was
loud.
also very confused about that.
Yeah,
Um
that was
Two,
so
the
funny.
logo is so bland. Why?
What the fuck was that, dude?
It's
Jesus
just a plain
Christ.
font. I was like, what the fuck?
Again, just like audible, like laugh, like face palm, like audible groan.
I
It's like,
was I
why
was
can't we just put a good logo in the fucking movie? What is going on?
how the fuck did Calypso manage to ninja vanish from her parents in an open African field?
Yeah, right? Totally. Totally.
uh motherfucker sees his son alive and immediately bitches about not taking the shot
Hmm.
in the hospital.
He's just cold hearted, man. He's just really brutal.
uh
He's just such a macho man.
such a macho man. Why the fuck would you tell the dock worker that you're on the run, and then why the fuck did he let you on the boat?
It's like, come on, yeah, it's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Come on.
Are you on the run? Yes. Okay, come on.
Yeah,
It's like, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
so funny.
Oh man. And then at this point, after that, I said, God, this flashback is taking forever. Zoom into the bullseye for a time skip is honestly hilarious. that was that was something I also wrote.
Yeah,
I said, doesn't explain at all how he got the plane or what else he's been doing to build the hunter reputation. How did he do all this without any money? How the fuck did he teleport to the office with a crossbow after the one guy?
yeah. They never did explain Mrs. Pilot.
I did find it really funny that both of them were hanging on the wall through the crossbow, though. That was really funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
Uh, okay, I'm skipping a little bit. Uh, oh wow, I actually called it. Oh yeah, wait. So there's a specific scene I actually thought was like actually interesting where I was like, where the Rhino reconnects his IV, and then one of the guys immediately tries to shoot him, and I was like, that was I literally wrote, I was just about to say that you should shoot him when he reconnects
Yeah,
the IV, but
exactly.
the film actually thought of that.
Yes, I agree. Had the
I was
same
like
same
surprised.
thought. Yeah.
Uh, 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 why the fuck? Wait, I wrote this. I don't. Oh yeah, I understand the context for this now. Why the fuck are you jump scaring him out of the shower? It was air. The brother like
Yeah.
it was like, bro, don't do that.
Yeah, right after he had a fucking he almost thought he was gonna get shot in the
Yeah,
club
like
too.
bro, not cool. um, Kraven is really just walking behind them, huh? And they're not seeing him.
Oh yeah, that was good.
that
I
was
like
that
that a
was really
lot.
funny.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think people were laughing in my theater about that too.
how the fuck did he afford all his tools? Motherfuckers like Jigsaw with these traps. Uh,
Well, affording tools, you know, he's coming from a rich, family.
well, the idea is that like he disconnected himself though. That's my problem. Is like you
Well,
can't have it both ways.
I
Oh.
think when they showed him leaving the house in the flashback, like they made a point of showing that he just had a shit ton of money just like in his drawer. So I guess the idea is that like on jobs he would be able to like I don't know steal from criminals or something. But they could
True.
have shown that, you know.
I wrote, and this is before it happened. Let me guess,
Yeah.
he's gonna take a second dose so that he can survive this poison.
Really?
I did write this before, and
That's
then
funny.
right after was, why the fuck do we keep seeing symbols every time he dies?
Yeah, like you want to explain those maybe, I don't know.
And then I wrote, so will the horn recede back into his skull when Rhino takes the medication? And it did actually. They did prove me wrong. Uh, yeah, that's basically the notes for this film.
Yeah.
you
Um
sound you sound like someone who's like reminiscing about like better days, like pre Endgame days.
yeah, right. No, I mean, again, I think it was more engaging than like most Sony Marvel films.
So
Um, I
I
think it generally kept things moving. Again, this is just by Sony standards. I'm not saying it was a great
yeah
film.
yeah.
But it definitely did what it set out to do, and it actually did set up a second movie. I know we're getting Sinister Six, and I don't know how these characters are going to come together, but
I heard that this was the
uh,
final film, the thing that they were finally giving up on it. I could be wrong.
I thought they said they were moving forward with Sinister Six.
Were
Though.
they? Oh man, I mean, if they are, then
Well, that was
let's
the last
go.
report I saw, anyway.
Let's see. I'm gonna just search up real quick to see. Da, 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 da. Still in the works at Sony October. Yeah, so I guess so. Poor Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Man cannot escape. Man just wants to play Beetlejuice, bro.
Oh, and then before the movie, one of the trailers was 28 years later,
Oh
and
yeah, that looked
literally
good.
Aaron Taylor's in that too. Like he's the lead in that also.
I'm gonna be real.
He's
All the
so busy
trailers
right now.
before the movie were way more interesting than the movie. I was like, this is the like might be the first time where I've ever been like, man, I like all these trailers are kind of hitting. Like
That's
the
funny.
companion one looks crazy. Like that looks really good. What was that one with the guy who can't feel pain? I was surprised to see two of his films in back to back trailers for.
I took my time getting to the theater. I just caught the last trailer, which I think was 28 years later.
Wolfman looked good. I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, all the trailers looked so much better. No, and that's the funny thing too. I was also 10 minutes late, so like it wasn't like I was trying to get there on time. I was taking my time, and they still there's just so many
Oh, dude, yeah,
trailers.
no, the trailers are so long. No, I got there at least like 20 minutes late. I like went to the theater to see if they were still playing trailers. I was like, yep, all right, I'm gonna get icy and popcorn. I'm gonna take my time.
I'm truly astounded. So wait. Okay, wait. Craven, the Craven poster. Wait, I have to. There's no shot. They must have a better. Yeah, they have a better logo on the poster. Where the fuck was that?
No, no, no.
What?
I know they have a good logo. But I've noticed that in movies where they have their logo in the poster, or the promo, whatever, and then they have the logo within the movie, and it's always underdone. I don't know why. I don't know
Like
why that's a thing.
what the? Oh man, it's
I
just
feel like I remember this feeling the same thing about like Avengers or something when it came out.
oh Age of Ultron or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I think I remember Age of Ultron's like logo drop being kind of disappointing.
Like, make a fucking event out of it. Why you got to be
Yeah,
understated? I don't get that.
that or you should pull the Invincible thing where it's like his name is and then Kraven
Oh
spot
yeah.
jumps.
Also, never explaining like where Craven comes from, like how he came up with that is so corny
Yeah,
too.
what?
He's like Craven with a K. Get it? I'm like, no, I don't get it.
No, I
Can
don't.
you please tell me, explain to me how that makes sense?
Also, the father really used that one guy as a body shield. That's crazy during that one hit.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Really funny.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Um, I'm trying to remember what we gave Venom 3.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so here's the weird thing.
I
When
think
I'm
a two and a
talking
half.
about it with you, I'm having a lot more fun than when we were talking about Venom 3.
Yeah.
But when I was watching it by myself, weirdly enough, I was more interested during Venom 3 than I was during this.
Hmm.
I'm at a crossroads where like this would be a great film to watch with your friends, but if you're watching it by yourself, somehow I think Venom 3 is more interesting.
Hmm.
Like at least like it's a little bit more like this is like it's those things where it's like it's not bad enough that when you're by yourself you're entranced at how bad it is. Like if I also watch Madam Web by myself, I would be entranced by how bad it is. You know what I mean?
Sure.
In comparison to this, where it's like it's almost it's like bland.
Hmm.
Should you waste your money on this? No.
Yeah,
As
probably
you can
not.
probably guess from all these fucking Sony films, you should not waste your money at all on any of these films.
No, no, not really. Not
Really,
really.
really don't do it. Just save yourself the hassle. I see you over there going to buy. Hey! I see you going there to buy a ticket. Hey, stop, stop,
Yeah.
stop.
Here's my ticket. I'm gonna hang this on my wall. Gonna frame it.
The one time did you pay for it like fully?
No, I have the movie club membership.
Okay, I paid $11. They were giving it 25% off during midday. So
25%. It was still $11.
yeah,
Uh,
AMC baby.
oh, AMC. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only local movie theater here. They used to be an actual local movie theater that used to only charge $5, but that obviously went under.
Yeah.
Because why would
Got a bunch of theaters, bunch of rooms to upkeep. Yeah, I mean it's a whole thing.
But yeah, anyway, let's rate this. I think I'm gonna give this 2 out of 5 weird line pelt vests.
I'm gonna give this two and a half, one,
One,
two,
two,
threes
three.
out of 5.